The light crosses the paper and casts soft shadows, as if weaving a unique picture on the paper. I felt something unexpected in that moment. Whether it was a surprise or an unknown, let's start our encounter with paper. Nowadays, paper is accessible to us. We can easily get any kind of paper. Here, what I had were paper towels, tissues, newspapers, and drawing paper. I picked up a used paper towel. My parents taught me not to waste paper when I was young, and it has become part of who I am. Eva Elf points out that children develop knowledgeable, confident self-identities and a positive sense of self-worth. Unconsciously, I want to tear it into small pieces. Listen to the sound of the paper towel pulling apart. The sound was a short vibration. This experience is quite new. I used to tear paper when I was a kid, but the sound was crisper by then. I think this depends on the materials of different papers. Here, I squeeze the paper towel into a small ball and open it compared with unused paper towel. The winkle will always be there, never faded away. What is a paper towel trying to imply to us? We know paper is driven from plant fiber, and the toughness of various paper is obviously different. The 100 Languages of Children states that ordinary moments are significant to people. These casual, ordinary moments capture the shape and quality of people's life and constitute a beautiful life for us. Via this unexpected encounter with paper, I began to think about how much positive attention I gave to ordinary moments. Here, I picked up a sheet of drawing paper without a clear idea of what I want to create. Since I love strips, so I thought let's make strips. You can hear the crisper sound, which I enjoyed. It takes me back to high school when friends often borrowed my paper notebook and tore paper out of it. Look, I've torn 2 sides of paper, creating what looks like an apron. I reckon it'd be great for cooking or painting. Keeps the mess off my clothes. I wondered what other things could be created out of paper. I opted for a relatively small piece of paper. Initially, I did not know how to engage with non-human material, and I thought about encountering with materials in Chapter 2. It describes a moment called flow. Bodies, materials, thoughts, and breath move together outside of time. In other words, when I focused on the flick of my fingers, the slight movement caused by the tearing paper, or the ups and downs of my body breathing, I quickly entered that flow moment. I explored the rhythm and the flow of making, of body sensations, and how we were affected by movements of making. I tore the strip continuously. The strip almost reached its end. It turned into a very long strip, or I'd like to call it noodles. I found myself stuck without any glue to put the strip together, so had a mini panic moment thinking, what's the plan now? And then I connected the 2 ends of the strip, forming a loop. It reminded me of the traditional Asian game called Catch Cradle. In this game, typically made with rope, players will use various rope-like objects to create different patterns by wrapping them around a single person's or multiple people's hands. I was surprised that paper strips could also do the same thing, showing how flexible and resilient that material is. On the second day, I still felt the urge to continue my paper artwork. I decided to start doing something before overthinking it, encountering the unexpected. I picked up unbleached paper, a shade of gray that gives a natural vibe to me. Instead of tearing paper with my hands, I opted for scissors time, to see what would happen. As I observed the clean cut of the paper edge, I realized how I love this method more, so organized. Finally, satisfied the length of strip, I randomly placed them on the paper, forming a picture that felt quite artistic to me. Curious about the movement of the strips, I blew towards the paper, observing the vibration of the paper, which slowly moved. I want to present my opinion towards the world. Things go smoothly, just like the strip falling to the ground. No need to worry about where it goes. Follow the flow. I have come to believe that the activity with paper had sensitized me to details that I would not have noticed if I have not taken pains to engage with paper. I was shocked that I could create those art pieces independently, and it reminds me of the EYF principle: children are confident and involved learners. Thank you for listening.